Welcome back to Auto Review Pro. There are cars you see, there are cars you admire, and then there are cars you feel. The 2026 Maserati Levante SUV. This one, wrapped in the most haunting shade of matte black, isn't just a design, a machine, or a concept. It's an event, a presence, a myth crawling out of the shadows to remind the world that elegance doesn't need to shout, and power doesn't have to roar. From the first glimpse, it's as if the vehicle isn't painted at all. It's cloaked in silence, dipped in gravity, forged not in a wind tunnel, but in an opera house where beauty and brutality waltz across the same stage. You stand in front of it, and you hesitate, because this is not a Maserati trying to catch up. This is Maserati daring to ask, what if luxury could intimidate? This isn't just a Levante. It's something else. A redefinition, a resurrection, a wolf made of glass and steel, designed to seduce without touch and dominate without motion. The body lines don't just curve, they prowl. The air doesn't glide over it, it parts around it, reverent and cautious. In this SUV, everything you thought you knew about Maserati gets reduced to a whisper and then rebuilt as a prophecy. Let's start with that body. Not just black, but matte black, like someone pulled the light out of the air and trapped it inside the paneling. The finish doesn't reflect, it absorbs. It's not here for glamour, but gravitas. The lines are carved with restraint, discipline, and danger. No excessive chrome, no oversized logos. The Trident sits low, brooding like a signature carved into obsidian. The headlights razor thin, almost invisible until ignited. And when they are, they slice through night like a secret being revealed. The front end has this predatory forward lean, not from aggression, but precision. It's how a falcon moves just before it dies. The grille is wide, almost predatory, yet it doesn't scream, it stares. It tells you, without a single word, that if you're not worthy, you don't get in. No drama, just presence. Defenders flow into the hood like muscle into tendon. Every curve has tension, every edge a story. There are no wasted lines here. Everything has consequence. From the side, it's a shadow in motion, even when parked. The roofline tapers with subtle menace. The rear arches flare, just enough to suggest power restrained, like a sprinter waiting for the gun. The matte black wheels, 23 in of turbine blade insanity, spin not for show, but because they were born for movement. Behind them, carbon ceramic brakes sit like dormant fire, and the door handles hidden, recessed, waiting. Because this SUV doesn't beg to be touched, it chooses who gets in. The rear of the vehicle doesn't close the show, it ends it with a whisper that shakes you. The tail lights are single beams of red ice floating in the darkness, like memories of tail lights seen at 200 miles per hour and never caught again. A full-width light bar connects them, slim, surgical, sinister. The diffuser, jet black carbon, sharp and wide as if it's ready to part air and earth alike. The quad exhaust gone, because this is not the Levante of combustion. This is Maserati going electric and going silent. And somehow that silence is louder than thunder. Open the door and the world disappears. The cabin greets you not with light, but with atmosphere. It's not a cockpit, it's a cathedral. Black Alcantara wraps every visible surface, while deep gray leather flows like shadows under moonlight. The stitching is barely visible, not because it's plain, but because it doesn't need to brag. The seats don't feel like furniture, they feel like intentions. Low set, curved, memory formed. They don't invite you to sit, they capture you. No bulky consoles, no clunky screens. Instead, a seamless digital skin stretches from pillar to pillar, reacting to your eyes, your breath, your mood. Need maps? They appear. Need silence? The entire system dims. The infotainment is haptic, touch-sensitive, and emotion-driven. No buttons, just response. You don't control this interior, you collaborate with it. You feel your way through it like a symphony. Each gesture a note, each glance a cue. The steering wheel is not a circle, it's a sculpted crescent squared at the base, carved to fit your hands like a glove fitted by time. Paddles flank the back, not for gears, but for mode shifts, comfort, sport, and something Maserati calls tempest. And when you press that, the world changes. Rear seats aren't an afterthought, they're a statement. Each one reclines. Each one remembers your posture. Each one has its own climate zone, acoustic profile, and lighting hue. There's a full panoramic roof above, but it's electrochromic, fading to black at your will. The center armrest unfolds like a sculpture, revealing a refrigerator, a fragrance diffuser, and a wireless charging pad that doesn't just charge, it calibrates to your device's battery health. And then you drive it. The silence is surreal, because unlike most EVs, this one doesn't simulate noise, it embraces silence. The tires hum with surgical precision. The suspension, fully adaptive air ride, floats over imperfections with the grace of a falling feather. And yet, when you push it, it bites. A quad motor system, 1,500 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. Not a sound, just thrust. Pure instantaneous addictive. The torque vectoring is brain-linked. It doesn't correct your mistakes, it prevents them before they're born. Steering is telepathic. You think and it turns. You breathe and it moves. The weight disappears. The size shrinks. It feels smaller, sharper, more agile than physics should allow. And when you lift off, it doesn't drop. It glides, like a memory you're trying to hold on to just a little longer. Corner after corner, it remains flat, poised, confident. Like it's not a car, but a creature used to dancing with gravity and winning every time. There's no understeer, no hesitation, just trust. You don't drive it, you surrender to it. And in return, it never lets you fall. Range over 400 miles, charging 15 minutes to 80%. But none of that matters, because once you drive it, you're not thinking about math. You're thinking about motion, emotion, and the way it made you feel when you exited a corner and the world fell away. And when the journey ends, when you arrive, it doesn't fade. It lingers. You step out, close the door, and feel changed. People look, not because it's loud or flashy, but because it moved like it knew something they didn't. Because in a parking lot of SUVs trying to be everything for everyone, this one chose to be everything for someone. The 2026 Maserati Levante in matte black isn't just a concept. It's a confrontation, a challenge to every car that forgot that luxury isn't about screens and horsepower. It's about mood, presence, story. This SUV doesn't speak, it waits. And when you're ready to listen, it tells you the truth about yourself. That beneath the noise, the numbers, the badging, and the bragging, what you really wanted wasn't more speed or more tech or more seats. What you wanted was a feeling. And this is what feeling looks like. This is Maserati, reborn in matte black. And now the world will never forget it. Feel changed. People look, not because it's loud or flashy, but because it moved like it knew something they didn't. Because in a parking lot of SUVs trying to be everything for everyone, this one chose to be everything for someone. The 2026 Maserati Levante in matte black isn't just a concept. It's a confrontation, a challenge to every car that forgot that luxury isn't about screens and horsepower. It's about mood, presence, story. This SUV doesn't speak, it waits. And when you're ready to listen, it tells you the truth about yourself. That beneath the noise, the numbers, the badging, and the bragging, what you really wanted wasn't more speed or more tech or more seats. What you wanted was a feeling. And this is what feeling looks like. This is Maserati, reborn in matte black. And now the world will never forget it. Feel changed. People look, not because it's loud or flashy, but because it moved like it knew something they didn't. Because in a parking lot of SUVs trying to be everything for everyone, this one chose to be everything for someone. The 2026 Maserati Levante in matte black isn't just a concept. It's a confrontation, a challenge to every car that forgot that luxury isn't about screens and horsepower. It's about mood, presence, story. This SUV doesn't speak, it waits. And when you're ready to listen, it tells you the truth about yourself. That beneath the noise, the numbers, the badging, and the bragging, what you really wanted wasn't more speed or more tech or more seats. What you wanted was a feeling. And this is what feeling looks like. This is Maserati, reborn in matte black. And now the world will never forget it.